Okay, I've never gone live before, and so I'm just kind of exploring this and seeing if I can post my topic. And it's okay if nobody swipes here or I've kept my account kind of personal, silly, but what I do is, here we go, let's try this. So far, so let's see. Yeah, so my topic, the reason why I'm going live today is because I'm healing myself. Totally, like the only thing I did was brush my hair so I could look like a decent human. Okay. It's Sunday. It's a perfect day to do some inner work, inner healing. And I was doing my own, and I felt the prompting to share it, to be real and raw about it. There's a lot of people that think healing looks like pretty yoga and beaches and sunsets, and all those things are like comfort food for the soul. Going to the beach and watching a sunset can be very healing. But when we don't take the time to do the real raw work, it becomes a band-aid. Those beautiful moments of yoga and in the sunset become band-aids for the real issue. And that's my gift, that's my specialty, is helping people move through the real issues. Once you move through the real issues, those moments, those band-aid moments become cherries on top, you know? But there's something very real about being able to have those moments in the first place. For me, I have a very hard time moving my body because that's where my trauma resides, in my physical form. So I'm at a point where my spiritual growth requires me to move my body, requires it, and still I'm chained down by something. I have a notepad and a pen here for me. I'll share all of this with you in a moment, but as I'm talking, if I have something important for my personal healing, I'm just going to write it down. I'm still chained down by something. So even though my awareness is that my spiritual growth can't go any higher without physical growth and wellness. Thank you for the likes. Hi. So even though I have an awareness that I need to move my body in order to continue my healing and my spiritual expansion, I am still chained down by something that I don't want to look at. And it's that ego that keeps you from being able to see your ability to move forward in something. It's your ego that keeps you from being able to receive or even perceive that what you've asked for is already here. So, I was listening to this really cool video on YouTube today about healing yourself instantly. And I have manifested in my body a sickness. And it's less of a manifestation as much as it is an allowance. When our physical world is a beautiful expression of what we believe inside of ourselves. And it all comes together to teach us the importance of what we're creating within ourselves. Thank you. So the things that we're creating within ourselves manifest as illness or dysfunction or pain or mental illness. Thank you for the roses. So this video that I was watching was how to heal yourself instantly, and I would like to experience that. I don't want to have this cold any longer. So I'm here to heal myself. And what it talked about was forgiveness. And I really find forgiveness to be a very complicated, okay, I shouldn't say complicated. I find it to be a very elusive concept, especially for someone who might have a hard heart. And with certain things, thank you for sharing. With certain things, forgive me, I've lost my track of thought. We're talking about forgiveness. Anyway, I'm here to heal myself and to forgive. I don't understand forgiveness. That was, I'm glad it's relaxing. Thank you. It's okay. I don't understand forgiveness, but I want to. And I've learned that a lot of what I've gone through is in order to understand the process of healing it. So that's my purpose. That's what I do. So I'm here to heal myself, and I'm here to learn about forgiveness. And Sunday is a perfect day to learn about forgiveness in its most practical ways. So I'm going to encourage you that if you yourself are experiencing any pain, and that can be mental and emotional as well, or if you're experiencing any sickness, and that can include any type of illness, that you follow along and maybe try doing this for yourself, because it's time to heal, my friends. It's time to go in. It's time to clean the wounds. Let's make Band-Aids cherries on top. And I'm pretty sure that if you're watching, you didn't catch the first part, so it's okay. So I've made a list. My goal is to heal myself, so I wrote that at the top of my page. And if I'm exploring forgiveness, and knowing that I need to heal myself. My question then is, who do I need to forgive? And this has been an interesting process, and this is why I wanted to come live and share this, because I learned something really cool in this process. So I started with myself, because that's my approach. I try to take accountability for myself first. And I also, like, in asking that question, who do I need to forgive? Like, where is my heart hurting? Who do I who do I think of, and what do I feel? Is it a positive emotion or a negative emotion? So I'm going to share my list with you. I have a large family, and it was very dysfunctional, so I have a lot of people to forgive. So I started with myself. So I put myself in my body, because I do carry resentment against feeling pain. And I can resent my body for feeling pain. I don't want to feel that. I had a falling out with my older brother, so I put his name down. I am impatient with my little brother's healing, so I put his name down, because I'm honest about my feelings. I have resentments against my eldest brother, who picked on me when I was little. I have resentments against my sister on my father's side. I guess I expected her to be stronger because she was older than me. I have resentments against several sisters. My eldest sister I had resentments for, because, and I didn't even realize this until I went through this list, but I was resenting her because she wasn't my mother. And I have another sister who is just older than me, and apparently my soul believed that we were supposed to be best friends. I put my mother and my father down. I put my stepmother down. I put her children down. And then, so those are very specific healings that I desire to have. And then I went a little bit more broad, because I want to heal as much as possible. There's no reason to continue carrying this pain on my heart. So I'm going to encourage you to be brave, and as you make your healing list of who you need to forgive, that you put as much as you can think down. So I put down all the boys I've dated. I put men who said mean things. I also put women and old friends from my childhood who said mean things. I have a resentment against this whole earth and the way that it functions and how much suffering there is on it. So I put the whole earth, and then I was a little more specific, societies and governments. I put corrupt leaders. I have resentments against my finances for not being what I want them to be. And then I realized I have a lot of negative emotions, and again, it's something that I don't want to feel, so I need to forgive negative emotions. And then I had this perception that I really don't enjoy how difficult life is. So I then put the stones of my path. I also feel tired. I have a lot that I've been healing from, and if you're anyone that struggles with mental health issues like anxiety or depression, the truth is that your weight, what is depressing you, is the trauma that you've been through. So I put that down, my energy systems, my beliefs that create my fatigue. I also put my confusion, because I have this expectation that of what life should be, and then I had the reality of someone else place their reality of what life is on me, and I chose to carry that. So I have a confusion. So I was going down this list, and you know, my phrase at first was I would like to forgive myself. But the truth is, you know, as you go down this list, I'd like to forgive my brother. I'd like to forgive my sister. I'd like to forgive my mother. I'd like to forgive my father. That is still putting accountability on them for what I have chosen to feel. So interesting that, like, of course, that's how we would initially perceive it. But because my heart is really soft right now, and I'm learning forgiveness, the words I was given was, I would like to forgive myself of the resentments I've carried against my brother. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments I've carried against my sister. So I'm going to encourage you that if you're wanting to do some healing and you know you need forgiveness and you want to explore forgiveness, please do this. Write a list. Write everything down. Write everything down. Anything that creates a resistance or a hardness or a fear in your heart or your gut, write it down. Make a big, long list. And then as you go through that list, the words I recommend to you are, I would like to forgive myself of the resentments I've carried against this person or this thing. And this verbiage is very interesting because forgiveness is something only you can do. And carrying resentments is only something you can do. This person that you're holding resentments against, they might not even know how they hurt you. They're going through life the same way that you're going through life. Like, if you take a moment to pause and think, have I hurt someone? The answer is yes. Like, you can't be naive. You're human. You've hurt someone. And it's time to allow yourself to perceive these other people, no matter how monstrous that they were or that they are. It's time to release yourself of the resentments you've carried against them. So I got halfway through this list before I was told to share my process. So I'd like to share my process with you, and this is real and this is raw, and I'm not wearing any makeup, and I didn't even, like, these are my pajamas. So please join me. Oh, I've had tea today. So please join me. Please, I encourage you, please heal. And today we're healing with learning about forgiveness. And we're just gonna learn about forgiveness practically. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna try. So if you've just joined, I have my list of healing myself and who I need to forgive. Some are very specific and some are very broad. And I'm just going to begin. I'm going to start with prayer because God is good. And God has taught me this, and I'm grateful. And God has created this. And I am grateful. So here I am, grateful. Not only for what I need to heal from, but that I know that I can heal from it. That feels good. Dear Lord, I come before you today because I choose to heal myself. And I'm so grateful for anyone who is following along or witnessing. And I'm so grateful that I get to explore forgiveness. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments I've carried against my mother. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against my father. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I carried against my stepmother. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against my stepmother. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against Maria. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments I've carried against Dimitri. I haven't even said his name out loud in years. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against Dimitri. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against Dimitri. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against Dimitri. Right now, I'm really choosing my healing over anything else. This man really hurt me when I was a child. So each time I say his name, I still feel pain. But I choose to do it again and again until I feel peace. Because the pain that I feel, the resentment that I feel, the righteous indignation that I feel is creating sickness in my body. It's creating sickness in my heart, in my mind. what he did to me creates sickness in my relationships. My compassion is that he was lost in his own self. He wasn't a man yet. And someone hurt him the same way. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against Dimitri. I choose to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against Dimitri. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments I've carried against Valeska. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against Valeska. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against Valeska. This process is really cool, you guys. I can feel when I forgive them. My heart, opens. And my nervous system calms down. And I feel like I can move on to the next one. I'm halfway through my list. And I feel better than when I started. Have I truly forgiven all these people? I am so grateful. I'm gonna take a moment to just be grateful of my progress. Because it is so hard to start something like this. It is so hard to clean out your wounds. So I'm going to take a moment and be grateful to myself for having this courage and this strength. I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you. What I'm realizing right now, and it's making me emotional, and this is the truth, only you can save yourself. And I'm so grateful that I choose to move out of suffering, that I'm actively saving myself right now. I'm so grateful. So grateful that I'm choosing this right now. I'm so grateful that I'm saving myself right now. No one else can do this for me. Not even sitting in front of a talk therapist. They can't do this for you. They cannot save you. Even a doctor. They might be able to keep you alive longer, but they can't save you. Only you can save you. Look, this is how powerful you are. Even God can't save you, because God never violates free will and choice. God can intervene, God can provide signs. God can put people in your path. But ultimately, when it comes down to saving yourself, only you can save yourself. You have to choose. You have to choose that relationship with God. You have to choose that relationship with you. And then you have to do the work. All right, I'm going to continue. If you've just joined, I am doing a self-healing practice with forgiveness, which is something that I don't understand. I feel like there are multiple levels of forgiveness. Maybe this is the first one where you forgive in order to free yourself from something. But maybe it's just that simple that once you truly free yourself from something, everyone's free from it. I always felt like there were 4 levels of forgiveness, and I don't remember all the steps, but I remember thinking that the first one was to forgive in order to free yourself. Just to be able to move forward, that you forgive. And then I remember the feeling like the 4th level was what I call godly forgiveness, where examples of that would be Christ forgiving the soldiers as they nailed his hands to the cross. Like, can you imagine having something like that being done to you and have the immediate presence of mind to forgive the person who is doing that to you? To recognize that they are in sleep and that they're, in his case, following out orders according to the society that he was living in. And he was praying to God for their forgiveness. He wasn't forgiving them for his own sake. He was forgiving them for their sake. Do you know what that means? That means he was already free from it. So, while I'm speaking, I'm learning, so I'm just going to make notes. Okay. Godly forgiveness is when you forgive and pray for the one hurting you. That God would have compassion for their soul. And what this means about you is you are already free from what they are doing. That is true sovereignty. Sovereignty. You are already free from what they're doing before they even do it, while they're doing it, after they've done it. You are free from it. How amazing is that? You are free from it. What you are concerned about is their soul. Wow. How much love do you have to have? How big can your heart be in order to offer that? Well, this makes me happy and helps me continue with my list. So I've forgiven all the specific people. Have I truly forgiven all these people? Is my body released from my resentments of all these people? I'm so grateful, so grateful. Thank you. So if you don't know what I'm doing, this is called muscle testing. Kinesiology is another word for it. The truth is we are very dissociated from so many parts of us. And because of that, our conscious mind is a separated part from our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind has access to everything. Our subconscious mind is the soul. So when we muscle test, it's giving an opportunity or a bridge for your conscious mind to communicate with your subconscious mind, bringing that information to the conscious mind. So that's what muscle testing is. And so I'm asking you, how I do it is I hold these 2 points together. When we hold these 2 fingers together, it closes a circuit in your body and allows for maximum strength. So for me, my answers are yes and no. For most people, the answers are yes and no. Yes will hold true, will hold strong. No will break the bond. But for me, I had a really cute niece. She said, truth sets you free. And I just loved that. I love anything free-spirited. I love anything free-thinking. So that's my yes, and this is my no. So I want to ensure I'm doing a lot of really hard work. I'm cleaning out my wounds. So I want to be sure my wound is clean. I want to be sure that my subconscious mind isn't trained to continue to hold resentment against these people or these things. Excuse me. Because my heart knows the weight of these resentments is creating illness in my mind, my heart, my body, my reality. And on like a very real physical level, I don't want that. But I'm holding these resentments in exchange for my blessing. I'm holding these resentments in exchange for my joy, my freedom, my happiness, the way I perceive myself and my life. Like, that is such a significant trade. I can't let any one person outweigh my potential to receive my deserved joy, my deserved love. And yet I have this whole list of people I've done that with. A whole list. And you have one too. So if you've just popped on, what I'm doing today is I'm healing myself through forgiveness, through a method of forgiveness. And in this practice, I'm learning what forgiveness is. It's such like a mind-bending concept. But the only way you can truly understand something is by diving headfirst into it, right? So I've made a list of people, things, feelings, emotions that I need to forgive. And yes, you can hold resentment against a thing. Like how many times have we all experienced like stubbing your toe on something and then you're like, God, like you curse the thing that you stubbed your toe on? That's a resentment that you put into that thing. That's a resentment that you put into your 3D reality. So yes, let's forgive things as well. But in truth, saying I forgive that rock that I stubbed my toe on, that's putting responsibility on the rock for how you feel. So while I started this list by saying I would like to forgive so-and-so, or I would like to forgive the rock, what I was guided to say was I would like to forgive myself of the resentments I've carried against the rock. Because you cannot control the rock. You cannot control the person who molested you as a child. You cannot control your sister that was supposed to be your best friend. You cannot control your brother's healing and how quickly he awakens. That is all crap that I've created meaning to in my own self. And you've done the same. You've created meaning of other people in your life. And it's that meaning that is a belief system. And then you function according to that belief system. Well, my belief systems are fucked. Am I allowed to say that on here? My belief systems are fucked. I am not living my best life. I mean, I'm living the best life I've ever lived, but it is not my best life. Like, be honest. Are you living your best life? If you're not, it's because your belief systems are fucked. Okay? If you're not living your best life, if you can't look around and say, this is exactly what I want, your belief systems are fucked. So if you've just joined me, what I'm doing today is I'm healing myself. And it's a very real and raw and uncomfortable process. And I am sharing it with you. So my process that I'm healing myself with is through forgiveness. And I've made a list of people, things, places, concepts that I hold resentment against. And I want to be free of these resentments. I want to be free of letting any one person or any one thing have any power over the capacity of my heart. They have no right. They have no right. And you know, the truth is, energetically, they don't want to. Like, they're suffering too because I'm holding this. In super subconscious spiritual ways, they are suffering because I have held on to a resentment. And if I go to my heart of hearts, and right now my heart is very open, if I go to my heart of hearts, I don't desire suffering on anyone any more than I want suffering myself. And my stepmom told me stories about how her mother would try to kill her, and how her mother prostituted her out at a very young age. She's from Guatemala. How can you have anything but compassion for that child? And our world is only now awakening, right? I've been freed from fear of rejection and abandonment, and it is the greatest thing in the world. Isn't it wonderful to be free? Thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you for being here while I share mine with you. But I can't hold resentments against my stepmom because of how her traumas created her to be, and she doesn't know to wake up yet. But me holding that end of my string is putting her in karmic debt to me. Right? Yeah. We all got this. I got this, you got this. But if I go to my heart of hearts and consider the suffering that is created by my holding that end of the string, my end of her karmic debt, I would rather let it go. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So I'm going to continue on my list now. And the healing phrase that I have been guided to use today is, I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against. And then I'll name something on my list. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against all the men that I've dated. Yes, that was easy. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments I've carried against men who've said mean things to me. Wow, this feels good. I'm just gonna check in and make sure that my list item isn't too general, because again, I want to be sure that I am forgiving, that I'm truly forgiving, that I'm truly releasing. Yeah, that feels good. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against women who have said mean things. That was easy. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments I've carried against friends who have said mean things. Yeah, it feels good already. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against the whole earth, including governments and societies and corrupt leaders. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against the whole earth. Wow, I really feel that in my solar plexus. Like, traumas of societies and corrupt leaders are so emotional and psychological. They create fear and powerlessness, so it makes sense that I'm feeling it in my solar plexus. And I feel like I'm calling all that energy back to me. I forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against the whole earth. I forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against having a real life experience. And that this world is painful. I forgive. Wow. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against my finances. You guys, if you think of an aspect of your life that you're not happy about, it needs to be forgiven. Thank you. If you think about an aspect of your life that makes you feel negative, there needs to be forgiveness. So my finances are something where I hold a lot of resentments against money, money systems, and myself. Like, I feel like I must not be good enough, or that I must be deficient in some way because of the way my finances look. So I'm creating a lot of judgment, and that's heavy on the heart. So I'm choosing to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against my finances. And this is so important that I take time to really clear this one, because I'm also on a broader level trying to learn what prosperity is. I forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against myself in regards to my finances. I release that judgment. Oh, I have a child trauma there. So, okay. I watched a video about this. It was only just a short clip. You know how sometimes just little clips go past, you don't watch a whole video. But I heard somewhere that the worth that was created within you as a child, thank you, my beautiful friend, the worth that was created within you as a child reflects in your finances now. And so as I'm forgiving myself of how I feel about my finances, I feel this like super deep wound of when I was a kid. And when you're a kid, money doesn't make sense to you. Like, nothing is more important to you than love when you're a kid. And you see it. Like, go ahead and go through TikTok where people are with their children, and their children is just so full of love. And that love begets wisdom, and that's why they say that truth comes from the mouth of babes, because love begets wisdom. And wow. And when you carry resentments, you're literally pushing the wisdom out of your life. When you carry resentments, you are pushing love and wisdom out of your life. I'm gonna write that down. When you carry resentment, you push out love equal wisdom in your life. And it's so true. Like, what do they say? Hurt people hurt people. They're not acting in wisdom. They're acting in pain and resentment. And they're perpetuating it. So there's no wisdom in perpetuating pain. Right? Where's the wisdom in that? Children are love. Love begets wisdom. Love begets wisdom. Children are love, and love begets wisdom. And when you carry resentment, you push out the love and wisdom in your life, your heart. And that is reflected in your life. Wow. And so all of this becomes, I'm sure many of you have heard that it's like a mirror, like your life is a mirror to you. So if you ask the question, what is being reflected? What is being reflected? It's going to be where you have resentment or love. And all you have to do is look for that. Is this reflecting back to me resentment? Or is this reflecting back to me love? So when we experience something we don't like in life, that's the question that we can ask. Like, you can know for a fact that your life is being reflected. Like, what's in your heart is being reflected into your life. What is being reflected back to you? Where is the resentment that you carry in your heart? And then do this process. Who do you need to forgive? Or what do you need to forgive? So I'm going to dive back in to where I was at in my list. In healing in forgiving my finances. And I felt this deep child wound of my worth as a child. And then I was speaking on how children don't understand money. All they understand is love. That's the most important thing. And like, if you look at your priorities, like if you have money before love, dude, your belief systems are fucked. And if you're upside down in your finances, this is why. Your priorities are wrong. You're upside down in your value, in your worth. My dad told me that I wasn't worth any money. Like, we didn't really have great food, and he would always say that there was no money for food, for good food. He was a terrible cook. And then when he married my stepmom really drove that home with good food, like cheese or milk, like necessities. Was like, I wasn't worth the cost of that food. I was being traded for money. I am not deserving of money is what that taught me. So how do I heal this? Because I don't want to go into that. Okay, so what I'm understanding now is that my resentment against my finances is actually a reflection of my worth I felt as a child. So where is my true resentment? Where is my true resentment? Because if I don't heal or find the true resentment, this will not be fully healed. And I want money, right? It's okay to want money. Where is my true resentment? I feel betrayal from my father. Like I feel like looking up at my father and being like, really? I'm not worth cheese? So I feel betrayal. I also feel like on the flip side, I also feel like the strength of my inner soul being angry about that, like knowing that this is bullshit. Thank you, sweetheart. It's so important when trying to heal. Right? Cheese is rich people food. What planet did our parents come from? I really want to put my hair back. I'll be back. Cheese is rich people food. Here's the thing, like if I get like truly raw and honest with you guys, this like bled into so many aspects of things that are necessary, especially for females. Like my dad and my stepmom never bought me tampons or pads. Never asked me if I needed them. Like this bleeds into my worth as a woman and how money shouldn't be spent on me. And that I should be quiet and small and deal with my stuff without letting anyone else know. So where is the true resentment? Oh, my back hurts. Where's my true resentment? Okay, so we're gonna do, my resentment is on myself as a child. That somehow being small and vulnerable and needing something that is a basic need is something I should be ashamed of. Okay, we'll go to that child part. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments. Oh, this is deep. It's hot. That I've carried against myself as a child. And I feel that pain because, like, no child should feel that. Just being a child was something to be ashamed of. Just being a child, just like existing. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against myself as a child. There it goes. So much. I can feel like the different parts of my body that belief is affecting. Wow, that goes deep. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against myself as a child. It's like a black hole. It's like a fundamental, it's a fundamental building block to be a child and have your needs met. See, and like there's gonna be some people that are like super healthy and they're gonna be like, duh. Well, guess what? Like some of us never felt what that's like. I've never felt what that's like. To be okay with just existing, with needing something. Wow, and that created like a really big rift in my soul. That is some serious cognitive dissonance and spiritual dissonance. And I can feel like my stomach is becoming hungry as we talk about it, because this has bled into how I care for my body right now. And I'm seeing like the beauty, like the reward on the other side of this healing is more than just money. It's feeling good and healthy in my body and allowing myself to exist. Like, you guys, depression, anxiety, mental health disorders, it's a denial of allowing yourself to exist. A denial of existing. Denying yourself of existing. Damn. To exist. Fuck. Damn. That's a big deal to me. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against myself as a child. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against myself as a child. So I'm just going to share with you guys, like, I am hitting this one really hard. I am hitting this one really hard because it is such a black hole in me. And if I've never had that fundamental building block in this lifetime, there's a temptation for me to still give it power or give it presence and be like, well, it was never there in the first place. How can it be there now? But the truth is that it can be there now. And through this forgiveness process, I can choose to create that fundamental building block. So on the other side of my temptation to rationalize my pain, my suffering, to use my logical brain in regards to my pain, on the other side is the life that I've always wanted. On the other side is that fundamental building block being present. So I'm gonna go hard on this one until I feel it's true. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against myself as a child. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against myself as a child. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against myself as a child. I choose to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against myself as a child. I choose to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against myself as a child. I choose to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against myself as a child. So I'm being guided that and shown that the resentments that I've carried against myself were creations of perceiving judgment of what other people thought of me. So the truth is that I myself was taught to hate myself as a child because the people that were supposed to care for me hated themselves and projected that onto me. So I forgive them. I forgive them, and you guys, this is really cool. This is what I call an unwinding of a program. Wow. We just unwound a whole mess. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And I can take a break here because I've already forgiven the people that created this within me. So it's like there's nothing more to do, and that feels good. Is this true? Have I fully forgiven my finances? I'm still feeling a little emotional, so I'm just going to check in. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against my finances. Oh, that feels good. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against my finances. Oh, that felt like a huge weight coming off my back. I'm just gonna let myself feel good for a minute. You guys, you have to take time to let yourself feel good in the journey. Like, I am experiencing a reward of this effort right now, and I'm not gonna rush through it. I'm gonna like, this is what I wanted, right? So it feels good. I'm gonna let it feel good. And this little moment of feeling good, like, I'll know when it's time to move on, but while you're in it, it feels like eternity. Oh, so much in my lungs being eliminated with that last one. Like, so much grief. Get it out. I was a beautiful child, and I was more than loving and more than deserving and more than wise. And there is no exchange for my value. There is no exchange for my value. That feels so good. There is no exchange for my value. There is no exchange for my value. And now I feel love is my priority. And I can return back to that childlike state where love is the only thing that's important. Oh. And I can be carefree in that. And I can return my heart to wisdom. Because children are love, and love begets wisdom. Love is my priority. my arms are being freed. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm saying thank you to multiple people right now. One is who I believe God is. One are my angels and my ancestors that are supporting me and encouraging me in this journey. And the Holy Spirit that asked me to share this journey with you today. I'm also very grateful to myself because, as I learned earlier, even God cannot save you. God can provide all the information. God can provide all the people that you need. God can provide all the awareness. But for you to take action, for you to take a moment where you make a list of these things you need to forgive, and to go into that wound and be willing to exchange your resentment for the life you've been wanting to live. What's outweighing you in your heart right now, right? You are literally choosing resentment over the life you say you want to live. You are choosing resentment over truth of who you are. You're choosing resentment over a kind and gentle life. You are choosing resentment over abundance and prosperity. And I've reached a point in my life where the life I want is so much more important than letting any one little thing have power over that. Any one resentment has no deservedness to hold me back from the life I want. So I'm just going to check in after I did my finances. I had two parts come up as I really explored where the resentment truly lied. One was myself as a child, and the other is myself as a woman. So I'm just going to check, has myself as a woman been healed through the child? Beautiful. So that means yes for me. So I've healed myself as a woman through healing myself as a child. And that's something that is really cool that I learned from my friend Galen, who does NLP, that when you go back to the root origin of something and heal that pinpoint, then it is an unraveling of an entire, she calls it a gestalt, an entire gestalt or an entire belief system comes crashing down when you have gone to the root. So I've gone to the root, and I value myself as a child, and therefore I value myself as a woman. And there is no exchange for my value. There is no exchange for your value. If you have financial issues, you are exchanging money for your value. Some of you are. If you have issues with your finances, you are exchanging something for your value, and love is not your priority. And it can't be, because your heart is full of resentment. So until you do a forgiveness process, your heart will be full of resentment instead of love. I'm going to continue on my list. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 more things to forgive. Is there anything more for me to heal today? Something that I do not enjoy are my negative emotions and the difficulty of my life path. That creates pain, and I have therefore held resentment to the things that I dislike. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments I've carried against negative emotions and the stones on my path. I would like to forgive myself of the resentments that I've carried against negative emotions and the stones on my path. I'm feeling like a unification with myself and my higher self, like an agreement to my path, an agreement that my path is not difficult, but that it is beautiful and dynamic, and that negative emotions are a guidepost. They're not good or bad. I don't have to like or not like, but they're a guidepost, and I can take a moment to reflect internally when I feel something negative. And even negativity, like labeling it as a negative emotion, is still holding it in contempt, still holding resentment for it. So if I'm to clarify myself completely in forgiveness of this item, then I hold no resentments against anger. I hold no resentments against sadness. I hold no resentments against anxiety. I hold no resentments against depression. I hold no resentments against feeling slow. I hold no resentments against feeling heavy. I hold no resentments against these emotional guideposts that are there to direct me and guide me towards emotional flagposts, which allow me to know when I've achieved something, like happiness, joy, creativity, movement, energy. That's so beautiful to perceive emotions in this way. My lungs feel so much lighter. Is this healed? Have I forgiven? Have I now forgiven these? Okay, so my next item on my list was kind of a gestalt of what I felt and believed about negative emotions in a difficult life. Feeling like your life is difficult can lead to depression and low energy and fatigue, and that eventually leads into illness and sickness and injury and dysfunction. So I'm going to go and say, have I healed my beliefs that create fatigue and energy draining? Have I healed my beliefs that create fatigue and drain my energy? This is true. Well, I'm going to take a moment to be so grateful, because that is a major accomplishment. Have I forgiven myself enough to free myself from fatigue and draining my energy system? Have I healed all beliefs that contribute to that? Yes, yes, and yes. Wow. See, and this is really nice about the process, is you can take moments to acknowledge how far you've come and acknowledge your success. Like, this is a major success for me. And now I feel my legs becoming free. Before, I felt my arms feel like they were being freed, and now I feel my legs being freed. And I can feel an activation in my root chakra. I'm going to take a moment to once again choose my health and wellness over my fear of change, and commit to this feeling that I feel in my root chakra. And I want to allow it to grow, because there's a part of me that's afraid of change, and I know that my life is going to change after I do this process. So I choose the change. I choose the change. I choose the transformation. And I'm choosing my transformation over my fear of change. I give my ability to transform the power. I am giving my ability to transform power. So I'm redirecting my thoughts, putting all my energy into this root chakra, giving myself that fundamental building block that I spoke of earlier. The one that I felt I had a rationalizing belief that if it was never built, it could never exist. Now I'm giving it permission to exist. And while I'm doing that, I'm being guided to hold my child self, the part of me that was rejected. I need to do an integration with that small child. And she's so beautiful and so worthy and so deserving. She deserves to have her needs met. She exists with power and glory. She exists with purpose. So I'm feeling a block in my heart to receive my child self, to allow myself this power. Once again, I'm going to have to fight through. I have to fight through my fear of change, or my belief system that was created to stay small. And I put my energy, I put my power towards my growth and expansion, towards my purpose. I'm going to feed, like I'm stoking a fire, I'm going to feed this fire of change and transformation. Because right now, nothing is more important. Nothing is more important than receiving my child self. Nothing more is more important than this love. Nothing is more important. I choose myself. I choose myself. I allow myself. I allow myself. I am good enough. I choose myself. I choose myself. I choose myself. Nothing is more important. Nothing is more important. Nothing is more important. I choose myself. I choose myself. I choose myself. Nothing is more important than this part of me that wants to come home. Nothing is more important than this part of me that's been crying and needing and wanting this healing for so long. Now that I'm here, I'm not going to reject it. I choose myself. I allow myself abundance. I allow myself presence and purpose. I allow myself. I allow myself. I allow myself. I choose myself. I am welcome within myself. I I am welcome within myself. This is me. This is mine. It is me. It is mine. I can be gentle with it. 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 I can be gentle with myself. I can be gentle with it. I can be gentle with it. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I can be gentle. I am gentle. I choose to be gentle. I choose to be gentle. I am gentle with myself. I embody gentleness to myself. I embody my gentleness to myself. I live gentle to myself. I am gentle to myself. Gentle to myself. Who I am and my purpose. It feels so good. I love. Wow, I now know how it feels to fully experience the words I love. I am love. How does that feel? I am love. Oh, I am love. Oh my God. You guys, you cannot know love. And you cannot be love unless you fully love and integrate your child self. How many beautiful layers is this cake? Seeing what started as a wound that we consider as festering and pestering and creating resentment in life is now transformed into a beautiful, divine experience that is delicious to the soul. And I get to see all the layers. I get to see all the layers of this cake. And to know that at the root of all this resentment, after we've gone through person after person after person and thing after thing after thing, it started with resenting myself as a child. And now I can say I love. And the energy has no resistance. I have no fear in those words. So I'm going to just spend a little bit more time. You guys, this is so worth it. This is so worth it. So I choose in every moment that I've had fear or resistance or anger or painful emotions, I've chosen at each step to continue, because on the other side is the beautiful life that I want to be living. And that is worth it. I have to stop wishing I had it, and start doing the work that it takes to live it. And my priority is love. It's not, you guys, it's not about the money or the lifestyle. All of that can only come when you are aligned within spiritual law. And love must be your first priority. We're not living in a world anymore that allows for growth, financial growth, without understanding where your priorities are, without understanding what love is. Like, this is a revolution of financial prosperity. And I've been working really hard to get there. And now I feel so much ability to allow myself to make choices and decisions that will create prosperity, because I'm worth that. And I love myself. And why wouldn't I want to have what feels good to wear? I personally don't care about brand names, but I want to look nice and feel good in what I'm wearing. I want to have a car that functions properly and that I can service. I can get the oil changed when it's time to change the oil. Again, I understand that these are fundamentals, but through resenting myself as a child, I have denied myself my fundamentals. And now I am love. Isn't that a wonderful growth? I went from rejecting myself as a child to being love. I am love. I love. I love. I love, I love, I love, I love, I love, I love. I love. It feels so good. I love. I love. I feel like I feel like a kid that's discovered bubbles, and I'm just like, the bubbles are love, and I'm just spinning in them. Spinning in love. I love, I love, I love, I love. I love, I love, I love, I love, I love, I love, I love. There's so much abundance of this love. I never saw it before. Well, you better believe I'm going to take my time to look at it now. I love. I love. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. I love. I am love. I am love. I am love. Can you say it? Can you say I'm love? How does it feel to you? Does it feel true, or do you have fear or resentment? Do you feel a block or a hardness in your heart? I don't feel that anymore. I am love. 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 Okay, you guys are probably bored of that, but let's continue. The next thing on my list is forgiving myself of the resentments I've carried against being confused. So I am just going to double check that confusion has been healed already. So it's already healed. I don't need to forgive it. And then I have one last person on my list. I'm just going to double check to see if I need to forgive. So I've completed my list, and that's the beautiful thing about going in and finding those pinpoints, those specific points of pain and suffering, and unpinning them, and as a result having that whole gestalt just collapsing. All right, I've got a low battery, and I've got some beautiful, like, personal reflection and integration to do. And my next step is to give my body permission to receive the energetic adjustments that I've created in this forgiveness. Just surrender to that energy flow. Again, choosing my healing over any fear of change. That fear of change can stop you. That fear of experiencing life differently than the narrative that you've constructed or has been constructed within you can overpower you into living a life of suffering. Feels so good to breathe. That is a lot of resentment, you guys. And I learned so much about forgiveness and diving into this process. So, a lot of like contemplation and personal introspection to do. Again, ensuring that I take a moment to do the integration. Integration is so vital. I can't sit here and learn that even God cannot save you and then have it be something applied in my daily life unless I integrate. Unless I take a moment with that knowledge and say, I save myself. I make a choice. I am that powerful. And to let that sink in. Well, I am so grateful that you guys have joined me on this journey. Thanks for allowing me to be vulnerable and honest and raw. And I hope that this has somehow blessed you and shown you what's possible. And I hope that there's some tidbit of wisdom that can go home with you today. And since we started with prayer, I'm going to end in prayer, because even though even God cannot save me, all things are possible through God. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. So grateful for the wisdom, the awareness, the possibility. I'm so grateful for the push to come live. I'm so grateful for this app and this service that it provides, that I could share this healing journey with other people. I am so grateful for my family. I am so grateful for everything on this list and the ways that they have taught me to love more. And I truly and authentically release everyone and everything from their karmic debt to me. And I now pray for their souls, that they will find healing and joy, and that as their projection rippled into me, into my life, my healing can ripple into them, into their life. I know that love is more powerful than fear and darkness. And I, with this knowledge, compel this love to ripple through them to their healing. Because I choose their healing over choosing their fear. And so it is, in the blessed name of the Lord. Amen. All right, well, my battery's dying, so I don't know how much of that you caught, but I just send a lot of love and gratitude towards those people that have hurt me and my perceptions on different things in this life, and chose to love them more than they fear themselves. I chose to love them more than they fear themselves. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye and happy Sunday, and may you find some healing and love today. Now how do I end a life? How do I end a life? I don't know how to end a live. Share your live video.